Hey, Natalie. What's up, Thomas? All right. So yesterday I had some problems on my live stream, and YouTube was saying that a lot of people were on at the same time, so we had problems. But we should be okay today. All right. Hey, Ms. Lino, how are you? Where's everybody at? Only 5 people come to class today. What's up, Cesar? All right, we're on page 54. All right, I'm gonna write the problem while we give everybody else a chance to come to class. All right, I'm kind of behind today. I was working on my car. My car was having problems. While you're waiting on everybody else, look in your book to see if you did page 54 or 55. Let me know if you did page 54 or 55. All right, so Thomas, you said 54. You haven't done 54? All right, good. I knew you haven't. I just wanted to make sure. All right, it's only 6 people. I'm gonna give a few more minutes. Progress reports come out, I think, tomorrow. So it's some people that think it's over. And I'm gonna tell you, progress reports coming out tomorrow. Some of y'all think that y'all don't have to come watch my lessons every day. Well, here's the thing. You don't have a report card in your hand that says promoted to 6th grade yet. So you not over. Just because we not going to school don't mean you done with class. All right? I don't want you to think it's over. Until you get a report card that says promoted to 6th grade, you still got to work. All right? So I'm going to start with number 2. Page 54, number 2. All right? Page 54, number 2. We have 69.54 divided by 57. All right. Now, if you look at all your answer choices, you have A, which is 0.122. You have B, which is 1.22. You have C, which is 12.2. And you have D, which is 122. Right? All of them are the same numbers. What you have is you have one correct answer and you have 3 place value snipers, because all of them are the same number. They're just in different place values, right? So here's where you're going to find out the answer without doing no work. You ready? How many times can 57 go into 69? Type it in. How many times do you think 57 can go into 69? Type it in. All right. Natalie says 1. Cesar says 1. Thomas says 1. Yahida says 1. Eliana, why do you say 0? 57 can go into 69 one time. All right. Now, since it could go in one time, what's the answer? Look at all your answer choices. Natalie, if you just told me that it goes in one time, why are you picking A? A says 0. The answer is B. All right. And the reason why the answer is B is because I know how to estimate. I know it only can go in one time, and I got a little bit left over. So that 1.22, that's one whole time and a little bit left over. All right. Pay attention, Natalie. All right. Now, if you want to do the real work, 57 goes into 6 0 times. Bring down a 9. 57 goes into 69 one time. So there's a 1 in the ones place. Right there, I know the answer is B. All right. Now, 1 times 57 is 57. Subtract. That's 2. And that's 1. So that's 12 remaining. Now I bring down that 5. Right? And 57 goes into 125 2 times. So I put a 2 above that 5. 2 times 57. Well, 2 times 50 is 100. 2 times 7 is 14. So that's 114. So 2 times 57 is 114. Subtract. That's a 1. That's a 1. And then you have the 4 right here. And again, 57 goes into 114 2 times. 2 times 57 is 114. Subtract. There's 0 remaining. Now, the decimal point is right here. So you draw the line up right here. And you see that the answer is B. Again, all of them had the same numbers, but they were in different place value spots, which means one of the answers is correct and the other ones are place value snipers. Right? Any questions about number 2? This is number 2 on page 54. If you have any questions, you could type it in. If not, you could put the circle with the line drawn through. All right. All right. I don't see any questions. All right, we're ready to go. The next problem we're going to do is number 3 on page 54. All right. So let me type it in. All right. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. All right, cool. All right. So number 3 says a gardener has 62 flower pots that each weigh the same. The pots weigh a total of 55 and 1,800 pounds. How much does each pot weigh? All right. So here we're talking about a gardener, right? This person might be vegan, right? This person might not eat no meat. This person might say, okay, I'm only going to eat plant-based stuff. So I'm going to become a gardener, right? And I'm going to put these flowers in a flower pot. I'm going to grow my own food, right? So the gardener has 62 flower pots, but there is a total weight of 55.18, right? So you have 55 and 1,800. That's my total. And again, I told you division problems start with a total and breaks it into equal groups. So this is the total for the flower pots. Now I'm going to break it into 62. As the weight is equal amongst the flower pots, I'm looking for how much is in each pot. How much does each pot weigh? All right. So if you look at your answer choices, which I always tell you, look at your answer choices first. A, B, C, and D. All right. Well, like Cesar said, C and D are out. C says 8.55 and D says 8.9. If you look at what you have, I have 55.18 being divided into by 62. Can I get 62, a group of 62 out of 55? You'll probably say, no, Mr. T, I can't get not one group. So my answer has to be 0 point something, which gets rid of C and it gets rid of D, right? So my only answer choices could be A, which is 0.85, and B, which is 0.89. Because all these are saying I have less than one whole group. All right. So we got rid of 2 answers just because we know that 62 cannot go into 55. All right. So that's 0 times. All right. Now, that means the first cycle is 0. Bring down the 5. And in the ones place, I have a 0 because according to my answers that I have left, there's a 0 in the ones place. Right? So it's still 55. Now I'm going to bring down this one. And it's going to be 551. All right? Now, you don't have to do any hard work. If you look at the answer choices in the 10th place, which is where you are, A has an 8 in the 10th place, and B has an 8 in the 10th place. So in the 10th place, it's safe to say that the answer is 8. Right? Now, if you're wondering, Mr. T, what do I put under 551? You have to multiply 8 times 62, right? Well, 8 times 60, 8 times 6 is 48. So 8 times 60 is 480. 8 times 2 is 16. So 480 plus 16 is 496. 496. That's what you subtract. All right. Now from here, the 5 becomes a 4. So this can become 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. 4 minus 9 you cannot do. So this 5 becomes a 4 to make this 14. 14 minus 9 is 5. And 4 minus 4 is 0. So that's just 55. And I'm going to bring down this 8. All right. Now, from here, I know that I have 555 left, But I'm trying to figure out how many times 62 goes into 558. Well, if I look in my answer choices, you have a 5 or you have a 9 left. The reason why the answer has to be B is because when I had 551 and I took 8 groups, it only gave me 496. Well, this is bigger than 496. So I need more than 8 groups. I need 9 groups. All right. And you say, Mr. T, what's 9 times 62? Well, 9 times 6 is 54, which means 9 times 60 is 540. I'm just putting a 0 behind it. So 9 times 60 is 540, and 9 times 2 is 18. 540 plus 18 is 558. When you subtract, you have used them all up, which means the answer is 0.89. If you ever are lost in the sauce, you can always multiply your answer times what you should have been dividing by, and you'll get the total that you started with. Right? Hey, Mr. Newbie, I see you. If you're ever lost and you actually have answer choices, then what you should do is multiply the answer choices times what you're going to divide by. Whichever one give you the total number that you started with, that has to be the other number in the fact family. All right? So if you ever get lost, just multiply the answers back up. All right? Now, the other two are actually griddable. Right? So for independent practice, I want you to do page 54. We've already did number 2, and this is number 3. So for independent practice, do page 54, numbers 1 and 4. All right. Send me my kids in your class now. What does that mean, Mr. Newby? I'll call you when this live stream is over, Mr. Newby, because I don't know what you mean. Anybody else? Anybody have any questions? If you have any questions, you can type it in. If not, give me the emoji with the no questions. All right. Since there don't seem to be any questions, you guys could go ahead and do page 54, numbers 1 through number 1 and 4. All right. Go ahead and do that for homework, and make sure you send it to me on Instagram or in my email. All right. And if you want to get started, you can go ahead and do page 55, because we're going to do page 55 tomorrow. All right. But all I want you to do tonight is have 54 done by tonight. Okay. Also, make sure you guys have downloaded Zoom, the app, because as more people start, we're gonna test it out. So one of these live streams that I'm doing right now, I'm gonna end it early, and then I'm gonna test out the Zoom. Right. So by Friday, I'm gonna ask who all on here has downloaded the Zoom app, and you tell me yes or no, and I'm gonna write it down. That way, I can start doing test runs to see if we can actually use Zoom to do a graduation. Because if we can't do it, then I'm gonna just call it off. I'm not gonna set a date. All right, but I want to be able to give you guys a graduation on Zoom. So, because I don't think they're gonna do one in the summer for you. So I want to try to do one for you in May. Okay. If there's no other questions, then you could go ahead and do your homework and send it to me. And I'm gonna get ready to call Miss Anubi. All right. All right. Love y'all. See y'all later.